CAMHPRO. We're live in Los Angeles at Painted Brain on Pico Boulevard. So come on with us and have a tour of their building. Today they are hosting a open mic night for 5 and 5. There's Kevin, one of the Painted Brain staff, and Chris Fort. Yeah. All right. You guys want to introduce yourself?
Hello, yes, I'm Alfred. I'm a program coordinator and trainer with Painted Brain.
Hi, my name is Savannah Thomas. I am a program coordinator with Painted Brain as well. So welcome to our community center.
Yes, so this is our front room where a lot of, they say, magic happens. So a lot of our activities we do up front here. It's our main room. It's also where we host art exhibits. We actually have a current installation right now called The Curtain, which is going to be an interactive art exhibition where anybody who comes and attends the space can add to this art piece. So it'll be a collective community art piece by the end of the year. So you're seeing it first here right now, actually. We'll be holding performances here today as well. So this is all.
Then over here we've got kind of our center room. Right now it's set up because we're going to be hosting tonight.
Yeah.
So we got lots of Mediterranean food for all of our lucky pairs to get to come down. But otherwise, yeah, we have a lot of our industrial equipment over in this room, in addition to some of our art supplies. And then we were generously donated a bookshelf full of books about famous artists and different types of art styles. That was from the art division.
From art division,
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is where our industrial art equipment is. So we have everything from like heat presses, we have a 3D printer, Cricut. So anyone who likes to make things, this is a great space to do that in this space over here.
So when guests come in, they're allowed to use all of these things depending on what group's going on?
Yeah, so we're free and open to the public, so anyone is welcome to come in here and utilize any of our equipment. And we have like programming that we do as well for specific parts of our parts of art that we make. So yes, anyone can come in and utilize it. And this is our back room here, another area where we do a lot of our arts activities at. We had more artwork on the walls, but what you can see right now, all of the artwork here was made by Painted Brain community members over the years. So you can see some of the types of art that gets made in the space, which is cool.
And I have someone asking, where are we located at right now?
Yeah, so we're in the mid-city area. We're right around Pico and Fairfax. So if you're around that area, that's where we are. You'll find us right over on Pico.
Great.
And you can see we have a lot more arts equipment and like trinkets and crafts that anyone can use here as well. So we've had everything from sewing, painting. We also have done collaging. All these different types of art that we have here. It's really, I don't really know what kind of art we don't do in here, except unless you're trying to do pottery or something like that. We don't have that here, but outside of that, we need a blowtorch or something. But outside of that, I feel like we have pretty much everything you could want to do here on a basic level. But you can see more of our arts equipment and things that we have here. So this is our main space. But yeah, anyone is welcome to come in here. We're open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Monday and Wednesdays we're open from 11 to 6, and on Thursdays from 12 to 6. So anytime you want to come in and check us out, you can stop through.
Yeah. And I know you mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to ask, someone asked, how much does it cost?
Oh, it's free. Free and open to the public, so you don't have to pay for any of the equipment. And actually, we welcome you to come in here, and if there's anything that you see that we don't have that you want to let us know, because we typically like to, when we have a budget for it, we'll invest in those materials and equipment so that people can utilize them in here. So just come in, just look around, see what you want to use, or if you have an idea of something you want to make. Like we have several people that come in here that want to make T-shirts or press things up. So you can come in, if you have a design, we can help you with walking you through how to actually press it and make it. So from start to finish. So you can do all that here as well. Tote bags, all that stuff. So.
And is it all ages?
So typically on our open hours, it is for adults, but if you have a minor, they just need to be accompanied by an adult to be in here with us. But we are more so for adult crowds during our open hours. But we are open to coming to youth spaces and showing you some of the artwork and art workshops that we do. You can do those here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Do you want to go over the calendar over there on the wall?
Yeah,
Or is it,
so
I know it's a October
it's
one.
October one, but it is accurate what we have. So I can actually just
okay.
show you some of. If you look here,
Okay.
I can go over some of the activities that we have.
Okay.
So some of the activities that we have, and we have things that are available in person and virtual. So we have learning to paint. Which is it's just what it sounds like. We do watercolor painting, and we'll walk through how to do specific types of art. And you can actually attend that. That's on Mondays as well, from 3 to 4:30. And you can attend that in person, or you can do that online as well. So if you go to our Paint and Brain website, you'll see where we have all our workshops that are virtual too. So we have that. We have parent support groups that are virtual as well. Those are on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I believe. We have collaging that we do every Wednesday that you can come in and be a part of. So we actually had some of that artwork in the other room on the wall. Story sharing and support is another kind of like a creative writing workshop that you can do virtually as well. That's also on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Navigating neurodiversity is a great one that's on people neurodivergent, discussing neurodiversity aspects, and who's actually here is leading our exercise today. Leads that one. I believe that one is virtual as well. Release, Relax, Receive is another workshop that's virtual. That's just another space where you can come in and have a place to kind of decompress. We go through breathing exercises. So similar to what we're actually going to be doing today in the space during the event. Bonfire Festival is another one. That's a fun one that is run on, what is it on? That's actually on, what's the app that? Clubhouse. It's on Clubhouse, yeah. Gotcha. So it's on Clubhouse, and that one is a fun one. So people can sing, dance. It's kind of just a good community space for people to meet each other virtually and kind of have fun, listen to music. I feel like people can play different songs and play music together and stuff too. So that's pretty fun. Play and Heal is another one that's a chance to kind of just work on art together as well. Art in Public Places is run by Kevin, who you saw earlier today. We actually discuss art in public spaces and what that means, and we kind of dive into more of the art types that you can do, like how we have our installation in here, so you can have discussions on that and how to do art in public. Let's see, what else do we have? I run a creative writing workshop that we do here every Monday from 1 to 2:30. We do that in the front room now. So if you like creative writing, from story writing, journaling, poetry, songwriting, so we kind of go over all of those things as well. I think that's really it that we have right now. So those are the main ones that we have. Yeah.
And every month we try to update what our calendar is going to look like for the month. So people, if you subscribe to our Painted Brain newsletter, then you can get the updated calendar every single month, or otherwise it'll just be uploaded onto our Painted Brain website. So yeah.
Awesome. And what is the Painted Brain website?
Painted Brain website, you can find us at www.paintedbrain.org. So.
And do you guys have a contact email for anyone in the chat wanting to get in contact with you guys?
Yes, so contact email is going to be hello, HELLO, at paintedbrain.org.
Okay.
And you can follow us at The Painted Brain.
Yeah.
On social media sites and on LinkedIn too.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the things.
Yeah.
Awesome.
One of the things we promote, obviously we're in our community center space right now, so we're focused on like how we build community here. But we also really like to implement like a virtual community as well. So we really do encourage people to join our like TikTok, our Instagram, our Facebook, because any peers who aren't able to come directly into our community center can still connect with one another, share stories, especially of course during pandemic. That's when we really wanted to focus on that, but still have a very vibrant and thriving virtual community as well.
Awesome. Do you guys have any closing remarks for people who haven't visited Painted Brain yet?
Make sure that you follow us, of course. Make sure that you subscribe to us as well and join our email list so you can learn. Savannah actually runs the emailing as well, so you'll get great newsletters at least once a month as well. And come by. I think you have to. I feel like it's great to experience it in person, so it's great. And just reach out to us too if you have a community of your own that you would like us to come out to. So just let us know. We love to be a peer support group and do it kind of through the arts and workforce development. So.
And then one last thing, if you want to just talk about the event that's happening tonight, to invite, just in case we have anyone from LA watching right now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I can take over for that. Tonight's event is going to be from 6 to 9 p.m. It's in collaboration with CAMHPRO. We're calling it our show and share event. So essentially is like an open mic kind of situation. We're gonna have a variety of different artists and performers just come to share their stories tonight. So included in that, we of course touched on the food. It's a great reason to come down here, if nothing else. But we're also just gonna have a litany of artists come on down, perform, share their stories, their songs. And yeah, it's also gonna be completed with a one-on-one interview with Rachel Chambers, who is our company's co-CEO. So yeah, lots of good stuff is gonna be happening here. You guys definitely don't wanna miss it. You should come down.
My name is Marisa, and I am with NAMI Westside LA. I am a peer support group facilitator and peer support specialist with NAMI Westside LA. I've been a peer support group facilitator for about 2 to 3 years, and maybe half a year peer support specialist.
And what does it mean to be a peer to you?
A peer to me is someone with a lived experience of a mental health condition or substance use disorder. That's a textbook definition, but I think it's somebody who is willing and has the courage to speak out about their mental health journey and their struggles, and just someone who is trying to make an authentic, genuine connection by being vulnerable and by having the strength to be vulnerable to different audiences, whether that's middle school students, to parents, to educators, to police officers. We try to really promote mental health awareness in the best way that we can from a person who gets it, understands it, has gone through the journey themselves, and is trying to hold your hand alongside with it.
Hello, my name is Kevin Jacopi, Kevin J and Painted Brain, because there's a lot of Kevins, so I kind of got used to being called Kevin J. I'm a writer, editor for Painted Brain. They hired me. I was actually got connected through Painted Brain as a volunteer. I discovered them on the internet. I was at a really low point in my life. I just got out of jail, and thinking to myself, who's gonna want to be like, I wanted to be part of anything positive. I wanted to build a positive life, positive goals, positive pursuits. And I was like wondering if people, not just getting a job, but I was like, who's gonna accept me as a volunteer? And all of a sudden it clicked to me. I was like, mental health. Like, I'm sure those people can be very forgiving and understand, and that's the situation that I was in, because I was arrested when like, if you want me to be raw, I have bipolar disorder. I had a manic episode that led to an unfortunate arrest that happened. And so I was at a really low point. So Painted Brain, I called Painted Brain, talked to Eli for a couple of hours on the phone. He was just so open to listen to me and connect and relate with me. And not just that, that's not on a personal level, but on a bigger level of like what Painted Brain's about, the advocacy, the concerns they have with just stigma, how the legal system works, how the academic institutions work, which is all stuff that I was passionate about too. Mental illness is obviously a prevalent part of my life, but I also had a brother who had schizophrenia. So I grew an older brother, so I grew up with seeing the other side, seeing it too, and then developing bipolar disorder later in life. So Painted Brain was like this fit, you know, and I met so many people through it. I like to say I've helped be of value and made some kind of difference for them, and helped out in the time I've been with them. As a peer and as an employee and as a volunteer when I was volunteering, just as like a person just to talk to, you know, about anything, you know, like I consider Painted Brain like a family situation, because it's such a important cause, and it's such a like personal cause for a lot of people, and it can be hard to find that, especially when you're dealing with something, mental illness or mental health or what's related, which, you know, Painted Brain's working on.
Great, awesome. And what does it mean to be a peer to you?
To be a peer, I'd say, is number one, being willing to listen and relate, share when the opportunity, but the biggest part is to really listen to people and not focus on the other person more than yourself. And when you see an opportunity, maybe connect with them on a personal level and share with them stuff about them, then take that opportunity, obviously. But I think the biggest thing is to be a supportive listener.
Hi everyone, my name is Savannah Thomas. I'm a program specialist at Painted Brain and have been working with the organization for the last 3 years. So I got started at Painted Brain as an intern initially. I was in my sophomore year of undergrad, and actually one of the current employees, Kevin, he reached out to me and said that they were looking to hire people who specialized in journalism, podcasting, and all things related to that. So I took him up on the offer and joined Painted Brain 2 weeks before the pandemic. So it was a bit of an interesting onboarding process. It was really one of the first times I think anyone has been that digitally connected. But it was awesome to be at the forefront of Painted Brain's expansion, or further expansion, into the digital universe, so to speak. So I've really enjoyed my time here. I've started, like I said, as an intern working with the social media team, and have evolved into a bunch of different roles at the organization before coming to my current one as a program coordinator. So yeah.
And what does a peer mean to you?
To me, when someone says they're a peer, that speaks to a lot of lived experience and a life perspective that is valuable depending on, the kind of life circumstance they're coming from. So, we've got peers who come from a variety of different backgrounds. Sometimes it's lived experience with mental health. Other times it's lived experience with substance use, lived experience with being formerly incarcerated. So there is a lot of valuable insight for people who have a peer perspective, especially when it comes to a recovery journey. Painted Brain believes in the foundational belief that every single person is capable of recovery. So it doesn't really matter what you've done or what your life circumstances are. We believe that everybody has the ability to get better, to heal, and to truly recover. So a recovery journey looks different for everybody, which is why it's important to have a peer perspective. Someone who has been formerly incarcerated and has done extensive work to try and reintegrate to live into society, to live a really robust and fulfilling life, they're going to have more insight on how they did it, what their tips and tricks to success are, than somebody who hasn't had that lived experience. So Painted Brain is an organization that brings people together to share those stories, talk about that lived experience, and really give key insights to one another, build a community of peers who can help one another out, share similar stories, tips and tricks, and really just be there for each other, because we know that the recovery journey is not always easy, but it's so much more worthwhile on the other end of healing.
Hello, I'm Alfred Coles, also known as Alfred Nomad. I'm an artist, organizer, and also a program coordinator here with Painted Brain as well, and trainer with Painted Brain and peer. And I just love using music, art, creativity, and as a tool for collaboration and bringing people together, building communities, and sharing important and helpful information. So I love doing that. I got connected with Painted Brain actually through one of the co-CEOs, Rachel Chambers. So I got connected through being a mental health advocate through my art, through my music, and I had a project called Everything Will Be Alright that focused on music and community and mental health and wellness. And I got connected through the Black Unicorn podcast that is connected with Painted Brain, and the host of that show said, "You should meet Rachel Chambers." And Rachel met up with me at an event that I had put together through a previous art incubator space that I was a community manager for. And she loved what was put together, and we connected from there. And then I found out about opportunities opening up at Painted Brain, and that they had something going on within the community center space. And I just kind of grew from there. So it's been great. I've been here since July last year, and I've appreciated the community that's been continuing to get built up here.
What does it mean to be a peer?
I think being a peer is someone that has their own lived experiences with whatever challenges or just having lived experience and wanting to be able to meet people where they are and being able to wanting to be of service as well and be open and vulnerable to be able to share their own lived experiences and how that can be helpful for others as well. So it's just meeting people where they are and being able to be a support system, not just from a medical or clinical standpoint, but from a person-to-person standpoint.
Awesome, thank you.
So I'll just kind of run through some things. One, if you're not familiar, welcome to Painted Brain. We are a nonprofit organization that works in mental health. We're a peer support specialist group, and also we work in mental health through the arts as well as helping with workforce development. So we're free and open to the public. Anyone is free to come in here, typically adults, but we're here every Monday and Wednesday and Thursday. We're open, you can get more information about that as well. You can see all the equipment and things that we have in the middle and the back room, but anyone can come in and work on what they want to work on in here. And we have also different types of support for you while you're here. We're going to be going through different performances tonight, so give it up for the artists that are performing tonight. We're going to have an interview with one of our co-founders, Rachel Chambers, so give it up for Rachel. Michelle, all in for a special treat. So one, I'll say a couple things. If you see this curtain here, during downtime, so this is an open installation, it's open to the public, so you're free to grab some materials and actually paint on this. It might seem kind of weird, but this is an open installation, so we just started this today. If you don't want to do anything today, want to come by when we're open, you can do it later at another time, but we encourage you to have fun on here tonight too. For yourself. So to get things started, we just want to get everybody grounded and feeling good for being here. So we're going to have a special activity and kind of a breathing exercise with one of our Painted Brain peer members. Ann, you want to come up and give it up for Ann?
Hey, everybody's already breathing, so why do we need to have a breathing exercise? Everybody's already on the ground with whatever parts of our body or our assisted devices help us be on the ground. So why do we need to ground? Well, because where is our attention? Even though our feet or our assisted devices might be on the ground, even though we're breathing enough to keep our organism alive, where's our attention? It's not usually on our feet or on our breath. In fact, most of us live in our body the way we drive a car. It's not really like where we experience our senses, tastes, smells, sounds, sights, feelings, temperature changes. So by giving our attention to simple things like the weight of our behind on the seat, or in my case, my feet on the floor, by paying attention to that, we may increase the quality of our sensations towards the world around us. And it makes us more available for learning, for social relationships, for creativity. So we've already started. We're feeling our bum on the seat or our feet on the floor. And maybe just notice if you shift a little to one side or the other. Make it kind of slow so your attention can stay with the movement. Do you feel a sense of the earth beneath you and something up here, the sky, the stars, the clouds, and we kind of live in this space between the earth and the sky. It's like we're citizens of a country. So then you might want to shift maybe a little bit forwards and backwards. You have a front space and a back space, and then that space where we're kind of balanced in between the front and the back. And shifting our posture like this can bring us more awareness when we go back of maybe the parts of our experience that we don't think about so much consciously, the backspace, the shadow, the unconscious. We have so many important muscles from here that run down our back and grab us on the heels. And so when we go back, we start to get in touch with this incredible power that our body gives us. Now, some of us have to have uncomfortable conversations sometimes, like about mental health, substance use, social justice issues, and the body can be such an incredible resource if we slow down and bring this awareness of our body into those conversations. How many times have you sat with somebody and you could tell their attention was not on you? It was on their phone, their paperwork, maybe they were checking boxes while they were talking to you. Sometimes we have to do that, but we always want to be present for each other. And that's a real important part of peer support. So getting in touch with our body through gravity and through noticing the breath can really make us more chill and more present. So we've done our little bit with the grounding, so let's shift and do a little bit of something with the breathing. Now, most of us just breathe, just real shallow like, just, right? We don't really fill up our body when we breathe. So the challenge is going to be just to take a little bit bigger breath than you usually do. You might want to let your body spread out a little bit as you take that big breath. And then just kind of let it go, and the breath just goes on its own. And one more time. Just take a little bit bigger breath than we usually do. You might stretch a little bit, taking that big breath, and then just let it go. Now there's pauses between that in-breath and that out-breath. Let's do it again and notice that little pause when we're not breathing at all, that moment of utter stillness in between those breaths. So, breath in, moment of pause, and then breath out. And another moment of pause. Now, one way to use this is the fourfold breath. The in-breath, the pause, the out-breath, and the pause. And this is a really cool one to bring our awareness to the inside of our body. We are pausing after the in-breath. So the breath goes in the body. And while we're pausing with that breath in our body, we might notice a lot of sensations and emotions on the inside of us. And then let that breath go. And in that pause when the breath is outside of the body, we might start to notice a lot of sensations and details about the world around us. This can even be done while walking, and it can become a mindful walking with that breath coming in, pausing, noticing our inner world, and then the breath goes out, pause, notice the outer world. So we just bring it to a close, short little exercise, and just want to invite folks to take that feeling of peace and of presence into our time together tonight. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks so much again, Freddie. Thank you so much again for that exercise. Okay, so we're going to take just a couple minutes to get set up, and we're actually going to have an interview here with one of our co-founders, so we get to hear some great information today. So.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today at Painted Brain in Los Angeles. I'll introduce myself. My name is Frances. I am a part of CAMHPRO. They're California's Association of Mental Health Peer-Run Organizations. We're doing a 5 and 5 campaign this month for the month of October. We are visiting all 5 regions of California for 5 weeks, and Painted Brain is our last stop of the 5 and 5. So after today, the 5 and 5 will be complete. Yeah. So what we're doing is highlighting peer-run organizations. A peer-run organization is a organization that focuses on recovery. They are run by peers, and a peer is somebody with lived experience. And this is just my words of what a peer is. A peer is someone with lived experience, whether that be with mental health, suicide, addiction, homelessness, whatever your human struggles are. If you've been through some stuff, you survived, you're here today, you're still breathing, you are a peer, no matter what it is. So we're going around California highlighting these peer-run organizations like Painted Brain. And I'm here today to highlight Painted Brain and let people know what they're doing for Los Angeles and through the internet. And yeah, just really capture it all and share it with the world, with YouTube, with anyone who's able to watch. Yeah, and I'm here, I'm breathing. I really appreciate your deep breaths. This is not my profession. So thank you guys.
You want me to introduce myself?
Yes, please.
My name is Rachel Chambers. I'm one of the co-founders and co-executive directors of Painted Brain. I am a woman individual with lived mental health experience. I have experience with hospitalizations and interacting with the criminal justice system, and also being a family member of someone that has unfortunately lost their life to addiction and substance use issues. So this is important to me, everyone here, because we get to share our story. It was our goal at Painted Brain, which we are also a peer-run organization. We believe that our peers are individuals that use their lived experience to support others. That's like, for us, the big distinction. If you are trained, unapologetic, unashamed of telling your story to help and bring someone, into the fold, to get them to recovery, to get them into treatment, that's what we're here for. So I'm honored to share this space with you all as a co-founder and to share the work that we're doing to serve our great state of California, of course, LA, but we are a statewide agency. Just a little bit, Alfred gave a really great overview of Painted Brain. Some of the things, we have a lot of, can we just give a shout out to our employees that are here? There's a lot of, I can call you out, but can you guys just stand up or wave your hands? Everybody that works at Painted Brain. I wouldn't be here without Painted Brain, I feel like, is one of the strongest peer-run organizations because of our retention rate. We have people that's been here 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. I don't know if Tristan's still here. Is Tristan still here, or did he leave? He left, but he's been here with us for over 10 years. So we really believe in building community, and we believe that recovery is possible. So if you see people on the streets, you see them, they look disheveled, we believe that person can get into treatment, can get into recovery, and can get a job, and can have a sustainable life. So we'll be talking more, but definitely I'll be here to answer more questions. Painted Brain's always hiring. A lot of we started off as volunteers. So if you're interested in volunteering, interested in employment, check out one of our staff, check out our website, come talk to me or one of our staff so we can connect, bring you into our fold. Thank you. That's my friend right there.
All right, so we'll start from the beginning. How long has Painted Brain been around? When did you guys start?
Yeah, so Kevin probably would know. He's one of our oldest employees. But Painted Brain started as a project in 2004 with our original project founder, Dave Leon, who is a licensed clinical social worker. Dave started the project when he was working at D.D. Hirsch and working with people with severe mental illness, autism, and other disabilities, and saw them in settings where they weren't communicating. They were in boarding care and not talking. And so he believed that you could bring art as a medium. Art is a universal language. Like, no matter if you can't speak, you can't do anything, like you put a piece of paper or something you could figure out, or something to draw. And that's what started. So that first group at D.D. Hirsch, I know if you're in a mental health game, everybody knows D.D. Hirsch. But it was really the first group to bring people with disabilities together, utilizing art as a medium. I kind of get choked up because community, in my study as autism, and for someone to believe that they could have meaning, could have friends, could have connection, like, that's why we're here. So we started in 2004 and incorporated in 2016. We're a multi-million-dollar company now. We started with a $30,000 donation. Sorry, I never cry about like our start, but it a lot. It does, because a lot of us were on disability and Social Security, and now, we're making 5-figure, 6-figure jobs, like with health insurance for our families. When people thought we were in, some of us were in Patton State Hospital for 10 plus years, boarding cares. We were written off. Now we're here with disabilities, showing that we can be here. So we incorporated in 2016, and the rest is history. Now we're one of the leading trainers in the state of California with the Medi-Cal peer support specialist, and is on that team building our workforce, getting over 200 people. We're trained in our great state of California to be a Medi-Cal certified peer specialist, to actually professionalize our field. So a peer, now we have an actual profession. We have a certification. The governor passed a law a couple of years ago. So now we are building our workforce with integrity, with ethics, with a code of standard and competencies to allow us to be able to support the behavioral health field. So that's where we're at. Rest is history. 2023.
And
sorry, it's kind of hot. I'm like crying.
No, it's deep. This is raw, and this is a true story that people wouldn't believe unless you're here telling them. If they just look in here, for me, it's like it's a fairy tale where I'm from. Like this whole building and everything you've created, but it's not. It's your hardship. It's everything you went through. It's empowering. So, what is your connection with the community of Los Angeles, with the state of California?
So as a company, I mean, like I said, we are, well, let's start macro.
Okay.
LA, we're based in LA. We have a office. We've done most of our work in Los Angeles. Most of our staff are in Los Angeles. But like, as I told you, we've grown now. We've been able to hire peers across our great state to be trainers, to provide counseling services to individuals, art support. So our connection with the community in Los Angeles, a lot of us are from Los Angeles. We have most of our services, but we've expanded to the state. We have at least 4 or 5 state projects now. And like I said, our connection to the community, we are the community that we serve. We are individuals with lived mental health experience, and we're using our recovery, and it's not gonna be perfect. We're not saying recovery from a mental illness is like gonna be perfect. I have had my bad days, but like the community, like you said, I mean, like I've been to a mental hospital. I recently, went to a hospital. So when someone comes in that's looking disheveled, my connection to the community is like, hey bro, like I could be right there tomorrow, dressed up, looking like, whatever I'm looking like right now, I could be in that hospital or be in that jail tomorrow if I don't, make sure I have all my recovery practices and my tools together. So our connection with I bring it back to the question, we are the community, we're in LA, we're across our great state of California. And then also I am the state commissioner. I'm a part of the Mental Health Oversight Accountability Commission. I was appointed by Governor Newsom last year to serve our great state and to represent the voice of people with lived experience. So I do work a lot on legislation. Probably any legislation you probably see or hear about in the news right now, I'm a part of it, and fighting for individuals that look like us, exactly anybody that look like us, to experience the stuff that we go through, and making sure we have workforce development opportunities. I'm out there in Sacramento once a month at minimum, advocating to make sure that we have access to resources and spaces like this where people can come in and just normalize wellness, normalize being healthy, normalizing that it's okay to talk about your mental wellness and figure out how to get some help to get better. That's the space that Painted Brain is. We're not perfect, but this is our community. We're Californians. I feel like that was a commercial. Join our great state of California.
There's no selling it. It is what it
I
is.
love California.
And do you want to talk about the services that you guys provide here at Painted Brain?
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, this community center is open at least 2 to 3 times a week, providing a number of support groups. We have state funding to provide counseling services. So we have online counseling services. So if you need some one-on-one support, we have free services. We have free groups virtually and in person. We have had over $2 million in funding and works on that project to expand the workforce of the Medi-Cal peer support specialist. So if you're interested in learning more about that new career field that the governor has approved to build Medi-Cal, we train. It's an 80-hour training. It's free to Californians, and we pay for your state examination, and we'll pay for other supports. So that's one of our hallmark programs now, because when we started the company, for me, as a woman of color, a woman with a disability, it was important that I believe God, the Most High, put me here to help people get jobs and to build communities. So Painted Brain is really about making sure people have jobs. We do a number of other stuff. We're in advocacy. We are working on active state legislation and technology with a tech company to build a system out when there's a crisis, when you interact with the police and you have a 5150. We're working with the hospitals and the police and everybody to make sure that if you do have a mental health diagnosis, the police will know. If you decide to disclose, there's an app that's going to be built that Painted Brain is leading. Savannah is working on that project. We're going to train our state, and the last stage is to change legislation. So Painted Brain is actively working. We're not just talking and doing, not that the services matter, but we're taking practice to policy. We're in research spaces. We're talking to academics. We do so many other things. For me, just a little bit about my background, I was a grant writer before this, and I was interested in everything. So what I bring to Painted Brain is that arts, advocacy, social justice, technology. We have diversion programs with the city attorney. If you commit a low-level offense in LA, they will divert you to our program. Some of the people that were in that program are here today. Now they're leaders. Went through diversion. So we see it. We know what recovery is. We know when you bring a resource, when you bring a lawyer, we have a contract with a law firm. If you need expungement, we directly, it ain't gonna be no just call, we will sit you down with a lawyer. We have that contract. We've been running that program for 7 years. So yeah, we're in everything. I can keep talking all night about what we do. We run about 20 different programs that's focused on the various modalities, but in the framework of arts, advocacy, and enterprise. And we actually have a contract with CAMHPRO to do statewide advocacy relative to psychiatric advance directives. So yeah, we're in every space, and it's because I'm interested in everything, literally. So if either of y'all even have an idea, I'm more than likely able to, with the help of others, make it happen. So if you're in the arts, in the space, come talk to one of our staffs, connect with us, let's write a grant, let's create a program.
On subject about your staff, do you want to talk about any of them here?
Look, I can name some of them. Even though we're not that big, I am a little bit far removed on the day-to-day stuff. I think I can name everybody if they can just wave. So I won't put everybody on spot what programs they came from, because that might be TMI. But if they want to say what programs that they work for, or if they were a part of our services, that'd be great. Kevin N. There's 5 Kevins here. Volunteers. When we didn't have any money, Kevin worked for us, and we would not have been here where we're at without people like him. He's also built our whole website, our technology component, and works on multiple county contracts to train individuals across the state in digital literacy. Don't move, don't go over there, Kevin J. Kevin J. Kevin J. Is everything. You do a lot of writing. He's just got expansion in his role to be doing more. You want to say any more about yourself? Or now I'm putting you on blast.
It's been pretty experienced. Expanding my role to do at least workshops with everyone else can do the community center and meet cool folks and get down to art or writing or whatever you want to do. And meet cool people.
Cool. We got Kevin L. I don't know. Yeah, Kevin L. Hi, wave at Kevin L. He was a part of one of our arts programming, a grant-funded program where we do artist residencies. And like I said, if you want to be a part of the crew, we're down. So he's one of our employees, and I'm hoping. Sorry, Kevin, I'm talking about you. to help him grow and what his modality and what he wants to do. The Painted Brain. We have Alfred. Alfred's in the art space within his own right. If you have not Googled him or saw any of the stuff, he's pretty big time. He's going to Ghana tomorrow on the artist residency, but he's coming back to work with us, so don't worry. But yeah, definitely strength and powerhouse and self-expression in arts through the music. Excited to have him here. We have Adrian, also one of our longer standing Adrian employees, was also a participant in one of our programs. I don't want to put him on the spot, but now he's our arts director. We have a 3D printer, screen print. He teaches most of the arts directions with our arts, and he does our digital literacy trainings, and Alfred does too. We train like 5 counties, and that this is gone. Maggie, I'm gonna go faster now. Maggie's doing our disability trainings, our CAMHPRO, bilingual Mandarin, does a lot of media interviews, a lot of advocacy, and in language, bringing us and expanding mental health and normalizing it in the API community. So shout out to Maggie and the work she's doing. And leads the whole back end of our large workforce development program. Is a mother with different children, neurodivergent children, but brings all that to helping people, works a lot with our participants and getting them registered, getting all their data. Because we're like a mini university. Literally, we have state standards for this stuff. So Anne leads a lot of that and is invaluable. I wish Anne could work more, but we just get what we can from Anne because she's doing so many things. But we love you, Anne. Who else is here? Savannah. Savannah started off as an intern through Kevin. Kevin was like, you gotta meet this intern when she was doing social media. He's like, this girl is smart, she can learn anything. And now she is moving up and building she does mostly comes with me to all my speaking engagements, deals with me when I tell the media, no, you misquoted me. Savannah's on there. She's my right wing, is a strong writer. Happy to have her here and to grow our team. I don't know if we have any other team members here, but we have another probably 25 other team members. We started off with 3 or 4 volunteers, and now we have about 30 plus staff across the state.
I'll just ask 2 more questions. What keeps your organization sustainable and keeps it going? It's clear in the message that you've been presenting, like the movement itself. But what
keeps us going? I prepped for these questions too. But I think, and for anybody that's interested in running their own company, run anything that they do, like the quality of services that we provide is what sustains us. Like I told y'all, I am a fundraiser. Who was I telling this? Adrian. I had a call with him today, and I was like, I'm a saleswoman. I'm like, you need to know that. I sell things for a living. And you know why I can sell this? Because the quality of service. You guys make my job easy. So, yeah, I mean, what keeps us sustainable is our quality service. Our staff are extremely loyal. And that, translates to our ability to fundraise. We have a strong fundraising team. I think that's what keeps us going. We're in the spot, like I said, I'm in Sacramento. I'm advocating for things like this. I do a lot of federal level stuff now, like advocating for peer support. Hopefully Biden can sign a federal bill for the peer. We're working with Mental Health America on advocating in the Senate and at the federal level to get a bill for peer support specialists, which would mean that there's regular funding at the state level. So there's a lot of things that keeps us sustainable. But to bring it back, what keeps us sustainable is our quality of service, our commitment to doing what we say we're going to do to our funders, and our ability to sell something that comes easy to us. And I think strong leadership. As leaders, we're always thinking about what's the next step, and there's so many gaps in the behavioral health system, and we want to achieve them. So we are strong writers.
I just want to ask one more question that I didn't have on the paper, and I hope it's okay. But where do you see Painted Brain in like the next 5 years? Do you have any massive goals? Any vision? I hope that's okay to ask. I know I didn't.
That's fine. No, I have to think about this every day.
Yeah.
And when I wake up in the morning, I think about this, literally. So I want to put one person on the spot, because I believe they're going to be a part of it, Nakia Fields. One of my mentors and friends. I only say that because I saw the growth, like both of us, and can you want to wave your hand? Black woman leading a business, big business in mental health, licensed therapist. But I see a lot of the things that other businesses are doing, like bringing Painted Brain into the business side of mental health, being able to do business with health insurance plans and to sell our services on the open market. So we are going to hire people like Nakia, other like our other thought partners to help us build out our business. I believe we will open an intensive outpatient clinic in the next 2 to 3 years. We also will open a children's occupational therapy clinic to enhance socialization for children with variances in neurodivergence. So yeah, I think that's where we're going. I love the nonprofit, but like I said, I'm a businesswoman, so I hope to build out this nonprofit to bring another leader in to run it so that I can run the business side. Even though this is a business, but the actual business. So this is live, it's on record. You're gonna take my job. One of you guys gonna take my job in the next couple of years. I'm ready for it. So yeah, I don't know if any of the other staff have any visions for the next 5 years. Does anybody else have any visions? Kevin actually gave me my first job title. You vision boarded multiple times before the company started about my role and about other people's role. So there were people that were visioning me and what I could do before I believed in myself. And Kevin is one of those people with Tristan. So I don't know, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but if you have anybody of the other staff have any visions of where they want to see our company, they know the sky is the limit. Like literally, we do whatever within whatever our brains can imagine. I think we're doing right now. So yeah.
Great, thank you. And we're just going to wrap it up now. If you want to send a quick message to anyone who's watching on live or YouTube later, feel free to. But yeah, we'll post it now.
So the message is recovery is possible, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you're going through. There are resources. There's people like Painted Brain, people like Share, people like CAMHPRO, people like NAMI, people like Cal Voices and other organizations. If you Google, even us, there are people out there. It's okay that if you feel alone, there's community. There's people like Painted Brain that will support you and support you with your process to recovery. And I'm a living example that recovery is possible.
Thank you. It was an honor being here today.
I have you here. Let's get some music now.
Hi, my name's Ann Nicholson, and I'm here at Painted Brain Community Center. We're having an amazing event tonight that brings the arts and mental health together. And that's my life's journey. I'm a working artist, dancer, visual artist, speech artist, and I also have lived experience with mental health, both myself and in my family. Specifically, I have attention deficit disorder, and that really set me up for a lot of binge drinking, unhealthy relationships, and also borderline personality traits. So when I started getting my life back together, the arts were a really important tool for me to maintain my personal wellness. So when I moved to LA, I found the Painted Brain during the pandemic, and they were offering all these amazing online groups, and I really didn't even know that you could bring mental health and the arts together. I thought that I had just discovered this on my own, right? So now through Painted Brain, I work here now. I'm a certified peer support specialist here in the state of California. I'm a trainer of peer support specialists. We also do a lot of mentoring of our graduates, career development, and networking events to support them. And I also work on this other amazing program called CalHope, where we are going into communities in places that you wouldn't expect there to be a mental health presence. And it doesn't have to be called like mental health. It can be, just having like deep conversations with people. It can be connecting people with resources. It can be doing positive activities with people. And so we're literally like infiltrating the culture with positive mental wellness. So I think you have a question for me?
Yeah, what does a peer mean to you?
So a peer is not one of those things out in Santa Monica with rides on it. A peer is like someone that's like a friend that comes alongside, only they're not just like a friend that you hang out with. They're somebody that's going to be walking on the journey alongside of you, not talking down to you, giving you advice, but navigating this road together.
Beautiful.
My name is Maggie. I'm Malaysian-born Chinese. I came to America during 1987 when I was 17. So it's been a while since I've been here. So when I came here and I was, going to high school, finish high school, and going to college and become a graphic designer. But like over 13 years ago, I had a mental breakdown that kind of, when at that time I was a graphic designer and working in a corporate company, and it just kind of, make everything completely upside down after that. I suffer from severe depression and also PTSD. And it was, I'm a Chinese, so mental health is very, very taboo, I feel like, growing up. And so do in my friend circle or family circle. And I think if the situation wasn't that worse, but just knowing I am, suffer from mental illness, that, really brings me even worse than the situation that I am in. So I think from there, it makes my life completely kind of like, I felt like a 9/11, and I felt like I lost everything. So the recovery journey is extremely, extremely hard for me. And I didn't really think that I would make it back in that time. But I did. And just from like one step at a time, it's a really, really long journey from a lot of help from therapy and doctor and medication, and just, I feel like I have a guardian angel that was there for me and guide me to the right places. And also I get to learn a lot about myself through like from self-help support group, and then slowly get myself to become human again, like crawling out of that 6 feet under. And I guess from there I slowly learn who I am, from scratch, and one step at a time. As I getting better and better and better, and I have to work from being a babysitter to barista to being an Uber driver, everything that I can get my hands, and just to survive, because after that I have a very severe PTSD towards office space and everything, and to be able to make a living after that is extremely hard. But I think from there I really, really learned about just being happy one day at a time and taking things one step at a time. And from there I learned that I want to become a peer support specialist, and I learned what is peer support specialist, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago, and back then it was unheard of. And I took the course and I completed the course, and then I was looking for a job, and then Painted Brain is one of the recommended job that from the instructor that teaching the course. He said, Maggie, you are great in Painted Brain because it's creative, it's mental health, and it's advocate for people that going through what you're going through. And so I read the mission statement, and the rest is history. And today I am working as a peer support specialist. I I actually one of the trainer that I train other people to become a peer support specialist. I'm a certified in California state, and I also work for USC as an expert by experience. I work alongside with professor and helping students to learn and understand about mental health. And I also run groups. I work for the California Hope called CalHope grant. Partner with Painted Brain. I'm the person that I kind of speak multiple languages in Chinese and other dialect of Chinese. So I'm kind of become one of the person that help advertise about what is CalHope for the States. So you probably might see me in radio station, see me in TV station in Chinese, Cantonese, Mandarin, from TV to radio station that is a Chinese station that I will talk about, advertise about CalHope and Painted Brain. So I think for now, I'm really appreciate this second life that I have. And I may not have the glamorous life that I used to have when I was in a corporate company, but I will have to say in the past, I will say that I was like a beautiful outside in, but I think now I would say that I'm beautiful inside out, that I feel that I'm really know who I am, and I'm not in fear of living life, of whatever life throw in my way. And not only that, I also kind of really figured out what really makes me who I am, and that has to go all the way back from my history as a childhood. And so I feel today, not only that I know how to take care of myself and then live a life that is like, you know, not try to survive life, but live life in the fullest. And I'm also hoping to help other people do the same thing. And my goal in the future is I really hope that I be able to help other Asian and Chinese who really understand and learn about what mental health is all about, and then be able to answer questions and not to be scared to talk about it. And I am that first person to make that story, public. So let's all talk about mental health like it is one of our daily life.
What does it mean to be a peer?
I feel like being a peer is, I'm somebody that have a lived experience, that I gone through that journey of recovery and knowing how it feels like to be, in the worst situation and in the longest like day and night and years, and feeling that loneliness, to how to actually get out of, that mental challenges that we are, that people are going through. Yeah, I think by having those experience and understand what people are going through, you really have a whole different language when you are helping people, and not just kind of like, by the book, but actually by experience. You know when to like just keep your mouth shut and just be there. You know when to say something, and you know what not to say, and you can read the room and read the energy, and I think being a peer is having something like that. It's hard to teach from a book. It's not something that you can flip through and see a video and get it. You have to actually go through that journey, and in that daily basis and years, and in that recovery journey of of suffering, and so I think that makes it appear. Yeah.
Awesome.